This is an action movie that looked at its budget, looked at the script, snorted a mountain of cocaine, and said, "F it, we're just gonna blow everything up," and they did.
Lights, camera, and action. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Remember those childhood movies you loved? We're going to watch them again and find out if they're still as amazing as you remember. Let's get ready to join Anna and Jimmy as they go back and watch those movies you remember being oh so awesomely good. Horror movies that scared. Comedy movies that dared.
Damn!
And action movies so preposterously ludicrous that they defied the laws of common sense. Now, here's your hosts, Anna Santos and Jimmy Coates.
Okay. We might as well talk about it in the thing. Welcome to the I Remember Liking That Movie podcast. Today this is part one of a double feature that I picked in honor of Chuck Norris. Chuck died probably because he wanted to.
He made the choice.
He
100%.
made the choice. It was definitely Chuck Norris made that
He was
choice.
like, I'm done now.
Yeah, I'm
and
done.
Then he just dropped
I've
dead.
done all I can do. And I picked two movies. The first one we are doing is Invasion U.S.A. And the two Chuck Norris movies that I picked were as a child. This movie was picked. This is when he went to Cannon. And this also makes me want to watch that documentary, Electric Boogaloo, The History of Cannon Films or whatever. Because they made some really shitty movies. And, oh my God. But great shitty movies. And anyways, this movie was a rental for me and my friends because of the outright amount of violence in this movie. This is about a communist terror organization trying to take over America.
I will be real honest. I don't think I've seen this movie.
Oh, okay.
But all Chuck Norris movies all feel the same to me.
A lot of them are very similar.
So, there's a very real possibility that I have seen this movie. I feel like it's like every other movie.
Yes. Well, Invasion USA is from 1984. It's hard to say. It's not like Chuck Norris has never been like on that level of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
no.
Sylvester Stallone. He's more with Charles Bronson, that type of,
yes,
a lower level. Not to say that his movies aren't fun.
No, they're a lot of fun, and he definitely has a lore that has been built up around him.
Yeah, it stars Chuck Norris. Already, the bad guys made a huge mistake.
Always. Because he's Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like Chuck Norris didn't just fight crime. He in this movie, he personally handles all of it. But one of the greatest things about Chuck Norris is the Chuck Norris jokes.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a list here of a few for this movie and a couple. So we'll go over before we get right into it. And because they fucking kill. I don't know why, because they're like dad jokes, I guess.
They are, but they're fantastic.
All right, here we go. Since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick-related deaths have increased 13,000%. Chuck Norris once roundhouse kicked a coal mine and turned it into a diamond mine. Mission Impossible was originally set in Chuck Norris's house. Chuck Norris is able to slam a revolving door. Chuck Norris has a diary. It's called the Guinness Book of World Records. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. When Chuck Norris lifts weights, the weights get in shape. If Chuck Norris were to travel to an altered dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris and they both fought, they both would win. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Chuck doesn't throw out trash. It always throws itself out. Bigfoot is still hiding because he once saw Chuck Norris walking in the mountains. Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His vehicles run on fear. Oh, God.
Oh God, that's fantastic.
Chuck Norris made a Happy Meal cry, and aliens are real. They are just hiding from Chuck Norris. The
That's
rest I'll do
fantastic.
at Firewalker. But this was a rental for me and my friends because of the outlandish amount of violence in this movie.
Yeah.
Because he made some just a little tidbit of information. There are only, I believe, 2 movies on IMDb where a Chuck Norris movie is over 6. And it's like 6.1 and 6.2.
That is not surprising. Look, Chuck Norris was never known for his acting skills.
No.
Although I will say this, I have watched entirely too many episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger.
I have not, and I'm thinking about, because Lone Wolf McCloud, is it Lone Wolf McCloud?
Yeah, McQuaid
is actually, that's what inspired Walker, Texas Ranger, because I believe his name is Walker in the friggin' movie, and he's a Texas Ranger.
Makes a lot of sense. It's funny though, because now I'm looking at Chuck Norris's filmography, if you will, and I'm realizing I'm like, I feel like I've only watched like the Delta Forces. I think I've watched the Expendables 2.
Yes. Yeah, he makes a cameo in that. A great cameo.
Yeah. He's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Dodgeball, the true underdog story.
That's
but I'm
right.
like, I can't distinguish other movies.
No, he's been like the Octagon and Mission Impossible. Not Mission Impossible. Missing in Action movies. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, but I'm like, I feel like I've watched a lot of his stuff, but now that I'm actually looking at his filmography, I'm like, do I? I couldn't name any of these. Like I could never pick out, like, other than Delta Force. I was like, I don't think I could pick out. Oh, I've also seen The Way of the Dragon. Is he in that a lot?
He plays, yes, he plays a bad guy sent there to
There you
kill
go.
Bruce
That's
Lee.
probably where he's implanted in my brain.
It's considered one of the best fighting scenes ever filmed between him and Bruce Lee. He plays the bad guy, and it is a great film. Actually, if you go to YouTube and put Chuck Norris versus Kickboxer, it's a world famous kickboxer who's just deadly. And if you watch that, and he's karate. And if you watch Chuck Norris in this kickboxer fight, it almost looks fake. And how quick fucking Chuck
And that's the thing. Like, I grew up watching a lot of Chuck Norris. But I think because, very much like Steven Seagal, they found a formula for Chuck Norris.
Yep.
And they just kept repeating it.
Yep.
And I'm not mad about that. Because Chuck Norris was like, yeah, no, that's what I can do. Let's do that. And I appreciate him so much for that. So I've watched a lot of Chuck Norris stuff, but I'm like, I can't differentiate in my head.
It's like Charles Bronson. In the 50s and 60s, he did a lot of different roles. But by the 70s and 80s, he had a formula, and he made a lot of money doing it. But like, to take Death Wish and 10 to Midnight and Kinjite and all these movies, it's just Charles Bronson shooting people. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do enjoy it.
No, we all enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it gets to the point where you're like, oh, have you seen this movie? And you're like, Charles Bronson, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it, but I feel like I have.
Yeah. It's like Steven Seagal. As long as he's doing these shitty one-liners and running and then kicking bad people's asses, I'm in.
He's some form of like law enforcement or former law enforcement. Yeah. And then he finds himself in a position where he needs to defend the weak. And you're like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah. Stop talking and start kicking some ass.
Exactly.
Or run. Do one of those things.
Or run. But I mean, it's... I literally just got a flashback of him running. It was amazing. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where like, I think once I watch something, I'm like, oh yeah, I have seen this before. And so I think I have not seen Invasion U.S.A. I think.
You are in for a
We'll
treat.
confirm this when I watch it.
All right. What do we think of budget? Because you haven't seen it. The budget's not high because this is with Canon, who made great movies, but they were low budget movies.
This movie was like $2 million.
This was $12 million.
Jiminy crickets.
Yeah. That's
That
a
feels
lot.
like a lot.
1984. Well, remember when we watched Death Wish 3 and it was $9 million? You're like, what the fuck? And then that ending? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why it cost $9
You're
million.
like, that's where all the money went.
And worth every fucking penny. Well, Chuck Norris was never a huge box office person.
No.
But because I think his movies made a lot of money in VHS, like home video market back in the day, and TV rights, and because Invasion USA
Mm-hmm.
came out in 1985. I apologize. Oh, it made $17 million.
Oh, look at them making their money back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good for them.
It came out in late September. So it came out in over 1,700 theaters. It opened up at number 1 at 6.8 million.
Oh, wow.
Ahead of Agnes of God.
Okay.
Back to the Future was in its 13th week. Jesus Christ. Teen Wolf was in its 6th week at number 4. So there's 2. Michael J. Fox. He had a great career.
He really did.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was in its 8th week. Maxie just opened. I don't know that movie.
Maxie with an IE?
Maxie. A 1920s flapper who hunts her old house possesses a reserved housewife who just moved in, but she can't leave before she receives her massive audition for a Hollywood studio.
Interesting.
Sounds weird. Creator was in its 2nd week. Cocoon was in its 15th week.
Wow.
Compromising Positions in its 5th week, and Kiss of the Spider Woman was in its 10th.
I see how it opened at 1.
Yeah. The Journey of Natty Gann also opened that week, but at number 12. I remember liking The Journey. I think John Cusack was in it, and a girl I had a crush on. The main girl from Dream a Little Dream with Corey Feldman and Corey Haim.
Oh, yeah.
The police officer from Lake Placid.
Yes.
She was in that again. But anyways, Invasion USA. If you look at the poster for Invasion USA, it's Chuck Norris holding 2 submachine guns. Sold. You got me.
With army tanks in the background.
Yeah, you have some army tanks in the background, the White House on one side and a city on the
New
other.
York?
And
Yeah,
New York. Yeah. And he's got machine guns. Not just machine guns. He's firing the machine guns.
And his shirt unbuttoned down to his belly button.
Yeah. Perfect.
Fuck, Chuck Norris.
Taglines.
Amazing.
No one thought it could ever happen here. Here we go. America wasn't ready, but he was. That's
Perfect.
Chuck Norris.
Perfect.
Let's read the back of the VHS. I should have read that first. Retired CIA agent Matt Hunter, Chuck Norris, is forced back into the business when a villain from his past reemerges. Soviet Mikhail Rostov, Richard Lynch, who only played bad guys, a terrorist whom Matt once caught, wants to exact revenge. After failing to find Matt at his Everglades home, Rostov and his army of communist guerrillas, dirty commies, begin carrying out terrorist acts all over southern Florida. Millions of innocent lives are at risk, and it's up to Matt, the National Guard, and the FBI to save them.
Yeah, I know. Sounds very similar to it's Chuck Norris.
I'm going to just go and say that, well, like I told you, only 2 movies made it over 6, and this wasn't one of them.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good time, though.
I do, too. I remember liking it.
Not a good movie, but a good time.
Yeah, and that's what it was like for a lot of these movies. They weren't good movies.
Yeah.
They were just fun movies.
They were just fun and ridiculous and absolutely silly.
Yeah. Well, 24 people reviewed it, and it comes in at 21%. And just over 5,000 people, popcorn meter, from Rotten Tomatoes give it 52%. I'm not surprised.
Amazing.
It's not surprising. It's not
I
surprising.
mean, I am not shocked.
And I wonder if there's probably going to be an influx of, I think, Chuck Norris movies being watched now that he passed away. I think people are going to.
It's funny because on Prime, all of my Chuck Norrises
a bunch
are on
of them.
my like main page now.
Tubi just got
And
a
I was
bunch
like,
of them.
oh,
Actually, just so you know, and if people are listening, this is available on Tubi, Invasion USA.
oh, nice.
I will look for a good one. Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Okay. There may be no greater example of the simpler, more triumphant, and naive cinematic times than the 1980s truly were than Invasion USA, in which one single man can literally save the entire country. No actual score, I just liked it.
Brian Orndorff from Blu-ray.com. There's Norris with guns and a growl, mobs of enemies, and locations to blow up. And yet, Invasion USA feels too leisurely at times, only occasionally working up the energy to sell the central idea of home defense. He gave it a C.
Here's now one from one of my now favorite Hollywood reviewers or movie reviewers. This is from Leo Goldsmith from Not Coming to a Theater Near You. Only Chuck, a libertarian redneck who simply wants to be left the fuck alone, has the red, white, and blue balls big enough to put an end to these problems.
Fantastic. Sean Collier from Box Office Profits. There are some sufficiently large explosions and acceptable preposterous setups, but I'm not sure Invasion USA is worth tracking down. 4 out of 10.
Will be my last one because it is my last one. And this was done recently, I think. Years later, Chuck Norris would say that the film's alarmist tactics were probably too much. 4 decades later, its maximalist action scenario on a terrorist incursion into the United States feels like quaint, delightful, and oh so very dumb kitsch. Nick Rogers, Midwest Film Reviews for Midwest Film Journal. I apologize. 4 out of 5. And I got no more.
Yeah. I've got more, but we're not going to read them. This is going to be my last one. TV Guide staff from TV Guide. A numbingly stupid actioner, Invasion USA has one of the most laughable villains ever committed to film. 2 out of 5.
I don't want to tell you. I want to save it for you that it has one of the greatest. I remember having one of the greatest finales, and you'll know exactly what I mean when you watch it.
I'm excited.
It's just
I'm excited.
I have never forgotten it. Ever. All right. IMDb, the voice of reason, has 13,000 plus, coming in at 5.5.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
One by Jimmy. All right. I'll start with old 10. Got to be some of them here. There's a couple. The commies are coming. The commies are coming. Save us, Chuck Norris. 10 out of 10.
Okay, we're going to go with, there's too much. Too many words. Details not necessary. Rocket launchers more important. Wheels 128. 9 out of 10.
One of the 1980s top action flicks and maybe the pinnacle for Canon. I mean, we got to remember, Canon we've reviewed He-Man, Masters of the Universe. That's them. And they made Death Wish. I think they made Death Wish 3. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's the Hercules with Lou Ferrigno. That's Canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their wheelhouse. So, anyways, where am I? What number am I on?
Didn't you just do 8?
I did 8, right.
Yeah.
7.
So now it's time for 7, and here it is. America wasn't ready, but he was. Harry Lag, 7 out of 10.
Regardless of how many assault rifles and explosives are on display, the most potent weapon in any Chuck Norris movie is his beard. Happy ending rocks, 6 out of 10.
Great concept, horribly executed, but still fun. Mike 07737, 5 out of 10.
Very mediocre, but good for laughs. Ashley Gray, 4 out of 10.
Entertaining in parts due to its absurdity, but overall, it's incredibly stupid. Broadsword, Colin Danny Boy, 3 out of 10.
This is like an advertisement for the Florida Tourism Board or something. 2 out of 10. Sweetheart.
I'm going to go with this one. The ultimate low point in Reagan-era anti-communist action cinema. Barnaby Rudge, 1 out of 10. Although with a close second was Awful Movie, but with very high entertainment value. That's Dr. Wolfenstein 1.
And they gave it a 1.
Yeah. Awful movie, high entertainment value, but it was terrible.
Let's see here. All right, let's share this. Let's watch. I don't even think the trailer is going to be good. I just think it's going to be awful.
Probably not.
You have never seen this? I have not seen this probably since the early 90s.
99% sure I've never seen this one.
But it is true. You could have seen it, and it's just blended.
I mean, Chuck Norris going to Chuck Norris.
Time for dinner.
No one thought it could ever happen here. They are an army of international terrorists.
America has not been invaded by a foreign enemy in nearly 200 years.
Their target, America. Their objective, control.
18 hours from now, America will be a different place.
Now, only one thing stands in their way.
It's time to die.
Didn't work, huh? Now it will.
They wanted a war.
See you in hell.
He gave them one.
Send me a postcard.
Chuck Norris. Invasion U.S.A.
It was fantastic.
That looks awesome.
Oh my God.
I think this is going to be along the lines of like Death Wish 3. That
Oh yeah.
it's going to be bad, but it looks like it's going to be. There's a lot of ammunition being fired in this movie.
What was it? One of the worst movies ever, but high entertainment value.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For those wondering at the beginning why we said something was because that it's a beautiful American town. They're putting up Christmas lights, and then someone pulls up and aims a bazooka and blows up the fucking house.
Like right there.
With the family sitting down for dinner.
I
think I'm going to like it.
I think I'm going to like it too. It looks ridiculous, but also I want to know how many Chuck Norris movies include a mall being attacked. Because that looked familiar to me. And I'm like, have I just not seen this since the late 80s?
You could be. Yeah, late 80s,
possible.
early 90s was just me and my friends. Yeah. Almost every weekend, especially over the summer, we would just rent movies. But we also rented like Masters of the Universe and like Red Dawn and anything violent.
I didn't get to pick the movies 90% of the time, but I had older siblings. So I watched a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have been watching. Because if I wanted to hang out with everybody, I had to watch whatever they wanted to watch.
All right, well, we are going to go watch Invasion USA. And when we get back, we are going to review it.
You heard them. Movie time. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a treat. And then watch a classic kick-ass movie from whenever the one we're about to watch was made.
Sorry.
And welcome back. Did you watch 1985's Chuck Norris classic Invasion USA?
I did indeed.
I loved this movie.
This movie is so fucking ridiculous.
This is right up, and it's made by the same people that did Death Wish 3. And
Honestly, I could kind of tell. I
yeah,
could tell. Okay, look, we're going to be real honest. This is a shitty movie.
oh, as
100%.
a movie, this is a
As a
horrible
movie, this is terrible. Absolutely
Yeah,
terrible.
Absolutely.
But I was like, that's fine. I accept that premise. Like, I'm not mad about that. What I
Once you
am
get
mad about,
past that,
no, I'm mad about the audio. 'Cause
oh, where'd you watch it?
I watched it on Prime.
Where'd I watch it? On Prime or Tubi? Oh, I got commercials. I got commercials on Prime too,
Oh.
because I don't pay the extra.
Then that's probably.
I don't know where I
'cause-
watched it. The audio wasn't. It looked like a DVD. Like it looked like it looked like
Yeah.
a VHS.
It looked like a VHS. I'm not mad about that either.
No.
None of that makes me. My only complaint is that every time there was dialogue, it was at like whisper levels. I was like,
Okay,
why are
yes.
you all so quiet mumbling? Like, why? And then every explosion, it's like they jacked up the
Oh,
volume
yeah.
to 15. Now, I'm watching this in my room, which is on the top floor of a row house. And these were built in 1895.
Yeah.
There was not soundproofing at that time.
No, six.
So every
houses
time-
down probably heard it.
Yeah, for reals. Because I would
Either
turn
we're
up
under
the
attack
volume.
or Santos is watching Invasion USA.
I would turn it up to try and hear the dialogue.
Then forget
And then-
about it.
Something would blow up, and I'd be like, "Oh shit!" and turn it down. So this was a very interactive movie for me.
Yeah. And for those who don't quite remember, a lot of stuff blows up in this movie.
The time, even when you don't think anything's gonna blow up, something blows up.
Yeah. It's oh my god. This is in my review, I think I call this like Death Wish 3's bigger cousin or something like that. Because it had a budget. I'm gonna do because
It literally said the entire budget was set on fire. That's what this
Oh.
movie was.
just to blow shit up. That's it. You know what? Let's just do a movie. Because I watched the Electric Boogaloo, the canon story, and there's two
Yeah.
documentaries. One made by the actual producers of canon that made all the movies, and one outside. So I watched the one that did the outside look. That was probably a little more honest. And
Yeah.
they're insane. They were just insane. They just loved movies, and they didn't like big budgets, and sometimes they made like 12, 15 movies a year.
Yeah, no, I
And
could
they
see
just
that.
waited for a couple make some that hit good, and they were able to make more movies.
Yeah,
I'm like, this was let's part of the trivia. They lucked out on this movie, the director and the producers. The suburb was actually scheduled for demolition.
Oh my
because
God.
The airport was being extended, so all those houses were extended, and then they paid a fee. And they were like, yeah, blow up whatever you want. And I'm like, wow. The mall was
Yeah.
about to go under extreme makeover, like a heavy makeover. And they were like, yeah, drive a truck through it. Go ahead. Blow up the escalator. We don't give a shit because everything's being redone. And they got paid for them to basically demolish the mall.
that's
like,
amazing.
They lucked out on so many things. One of the editor said that, where is it? I don't have it here. But anyways, he said that all of the stuff that was character development, any type of story arcs and stuff like that was left on the cutting room floor. This was,
Can I tell you,
I'm sure it wasn't the greatest.
when the movie ended, I was like, "Oh, is it over?" I
Yeah.
had no idea. They literally were just like, "We go blow shit up.
Yeah.
Let's have a villain. Let's have a hero. Done."
Yeah, because all this movie was one ridiculous action scene topped by the next ridiculous action scene.
Nobody explains
Nothing.
anything.
No, not
like
a
it
thing.
starts with the killing
On
of
the boat?
Cuban migrants like trying to escape to the US. And then you think Coast Guard. And then Richard Lynch, who plays Mikhail, is like,
great.
welcome to America in Spanish.
Yeah.
Bienvenidos a América. A los Estados Unidos America. The America. Woo! Everybody's cheering. And then they all open fire on these migrants.
Yep.
And then there's cocaine. And you're like,
They
okay,
open
cool.
fucking fire on these
You're
migrants.
like, this is a crooked Coast Guard. This is the thing. Okay, great. Then the Coast Guard ship is there, but they call it a fishing trawler. And you're very confused. And you're like, you're not crooked Coast Guard? And then there's the dead crew all in their tidy whities. You're like, I'm confused. Did he kill everybody? Yeah. And then there's a reporter who just calls everybody a son of a bitch.
They made the mistake of Chuck Norris and the CIA guy saying that Restikov is in the country.
Rostov,
and I'm not going to get him. And I went to the kitchen to get something, and I came back, and Chuck Norris had the gun at Rostov's head. I'm like, the fuck happened? This escalated and is going to end
100%,
very
because all of a
quickly.
sudden,
And I didn't realize it was a flashback.
it's a flashback nightmare from
Yeah,
Mikhail. And you're like, oh, so he kicked him in the face and stopped him from assassinating someone.
Yeah.
But was he an operative, like a Russian operative, or was he just a mercenary? Was he an assassin? Like,
It's not
we
important.
don't know. But we know Mikhail hates Matt Hunter.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris hates him. We don't know. Is it just because of the kick to the face or because he busted up a job? We don't know. Chuck Norris is all like, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out. Then they kill his friend. He's like, I'm in, but I'm not going to tell anybody I'm in except for this one guy. I tell him I work alone. And then I'm like, but who's behind all of this? Because then you see like Asian people. And
It's not
the
just Russians.
insurgents. It's not just Russians. There's also
There's
Asians.
Russians and white
I guess Koreans.
hillbillies
Yeah. And I'm like,
Koreans.
who is behind all of this other than just this one Russian dude who seems really pissed off at Chuck Norris? We never understand any connections,
Nope,
why
not one.
people are doing things, who's making decisions. It's just free for all, killing and blowing up, and I appreciate it. My one complaint, other than the audio, because that was a big one. Why the fuck was the reporter there?
Yeah.
She wasn't even a love interest.
That
like
was actually
usually they
supposed to
throw
be
in.
Whoopi Goldberg. Chuck Norris wanted Whoopi Goldberg.
That
Whoopi
would have
Goldberg-
been funny.
The director said, no, I'm not one. And then he would never work with that director again, which is a fucking shame.
Oh God.
He did Missing in Action and Invasion USA, and he was supposed to do Delta Force, I believe. But yeah, this director is a genius. The production film for 6 days in Atlanta area shopping mall, which was slated for gutting and subsequent renovation, the explosive cost just for the shopping mall was $1 million.
Jesus.
They fucking, and it was, I'm like, when I heard the truck coming, it's like, is he going to just barrel it? Holy shit, he did. He just drove, and he's driving around the shop.
Yeah.
People are hurt on the ground. It's Chuck Norris just driving over everybody. Like, he didn't give a shit.
There was so much in this movie that I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I literally have no idea what to do with this. Because this is a really, really true, like, the story pitch was, I'm sure, a lot more detailed.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was Aaron Norris and who else? Because there was like, because I saw Chuck Norris in the credits as a writer, screenplay writer. And I was like, Chuck Norris wrote this?
He gave
Fuck.
notes.
No, he's written down, because otherwise they would have put the ampersand.
That's true, yeah.
And then his name if he just gave notes. He was full on like screenplay by James Bruner and Chuck Norris, story by Aaron Norris and James Bruner.
Nice.
God bless James. But I'm sure they came up with this really detailed, like,
And it
story
was shot.
and background, and it was
Apparently.
shot. And then they were like,
Nah, slowing this
just
movie
cut
down.
all of that out. Leave the explosions and the shootings. It'll be
Producers were like, I don't want a drama. I want a fucking action. Cut that shit out.
fun. They were like, cut out all dialogue. Everything that tells a story in this movie, take it out. Take it out.
Until
And the
2000,
movie still works.
it does work. Until 2007, was MGM's highest selling home video title, behind only Gone with the Wind.
Holy shit.
That's
That's
like, what?
That's terrifying.
Chuck
Gone with
Norris
the Wind.
performed almost all of his own stunts, including hanging off the side of the truck going through the window of the mall.
Oh my God.
Can we say it looked faked a couple times when he grabbed that chick and
Yeah.
dragged her, and there was a car chase on the streets with him holding onto the victim on the outside of the vehicle. That was amazing. Like, it was just lunacy after lunacy.
It was all so ridiculous. And at the end of everything, Chuck Norris would just stand there and then like walk away, all casual, like every time. He would never look tired. He never looked beat up. He was
And
just like, I mean,
no,
you blowed me up real good.
Yeah.
I'm going to just walk back to my truck now. Bye.
He was fine. The people who ran Canon, these guys were known for slashing budgets, taking money away.
Yeah.
The director guy said there was a phone call from these guys, and he's like, fuck, these guys are going to take more money off this thing. They love the explosions and chaos so much, they gave him another $2 million to add more shit into this movie. I'm like,
That's
wow.
amazing.
And it's hard to say, like, the finale, the showdown with the two bazookas.
2 bazookas in an office building.
It just had to have that Western Clint Eastwood music playing. It would have been perfect.
I was like, what? And I was like, where are they finding all these bazookas?
Yeah, there's a lot of bazookas in this movie. But
That's a lot.
Chuck
like-
obliterating the villain with a bazooka. And when he flew out the wind, well, when the explosion happened, you saw arms, legs, and feet flying. Like, bravo, I had tears in my eye. I gave it a standing ovation.
But it was so funny because they do that still shot at the end. Like where he's standing, still shot. And then the credits started rolling. And I was like, oh my God, we're ending on that?
Yeah.
Like there's no him being tired or him, walking away or him even sitting down.
No.
Not a moment of reflection.
Nothing.
Not even the reporter showing up to ask a question.
No.
Nothing.
Guy died in a bazooka.
Done.
There were a lot of
duel happened and we're done.
And we're done. There were a lot of mistakes. Oh, the army. The amount of tanks and helicopters in this movie. I'm like, well done. How they got the actual National Guard. They're like, you bring
It's pretty impressive.
They're like, yeah, we can do that. We're not doing anything that weekend, so sure.
We're free. Yeah, you just need us to go to. Yeah, we can do that. Cool. We'll call it an exercise.
Yeah. But the amount of stuff they got for a $12 million movie, my God. This was poetry. Not good poetry.
No.
It was poetry. I'm full
disclosure. We watched another Chuck Norris movie for this podcast.
Yeah,
and
we did.
it's a little
different.
I'm not gonna ruin my reaction, but let's just say it's not as favorable as this.
No.
But I was like, oh fuck, Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, let's watch it. And I literally just spent the majority of the movie being like, that was cool. Why am I enjoying this movie?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no
boggles
story.
the mind. None.
No character development.
Nope.
Nothing. He beats the shit out of people, round kicks them, throws grenades at them.
For a second, you think a story is about to develop.
Yeah, no.
Out in the
quickly put an end
Everglades.
to it. Yeah.
Where he burns
Chuck
his
wrestles
friend.
an alligator?
Yeah, I was like, ooh, alligator wrestling. No. Anything that is the beginning of a story got shut down. They were like, we will not tell stories in this movie.
I believe his buddy in the Everglades was the Aboriginal chief in Firewalker.
I honestly looked very familiar.
Yeah. So I think Canon used a lot of the same people, which is great. So you've got some work always coming to you, the great. But yeah, no, this movie was just unhinged, completely unhinged. Some one-liners were tossed out. Hey, did you forget your package? As he throws the C4 after they were about to
there were a few, but there were very few.
Oh yeah,
very few. And I was like, I expected more, but I don't know why. Like I was hoping for a cheesy action movie, but I was like, God, I really hope there's a lot of action because when Chuck Norris talks, it takes away some of the magic.
Yeah,
and they didn't let him talk.
Nope. And they put in some action.
The magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie is a conundrum.
Well, let's go through this. There's actually quite a bit here, and it's not because of the plot. It's
Yeah.
because of the amount of stuff that happens in this movie.
I don't know if this feels like a brainstorming session
Like,
where they're
what
just
could
like,
we do?
here's an idea, here's an idea, here's an idea. And it's all the starting of a story. And then they're like, and then we'll just blow shit up.
And then they
Sounds
put like
Done.
a dollar sign beside it. Like, okay, so now what can
Yes.
we do? Oh, wait, can we do this for this amount? Probably. Because I don't know
100%.
which was my favorite. I don't know if it was the army dispersing 8 billion shots into these mercenaries and helicopters and tanks blowing they were blowing shit up that for cars and stuff that were just sitting there. They were just fucking blowing it up. I don't know if it was the mall.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was the bazooka showdown. I don't know if it was the suburb. Like that suburb with the families there. I'm like, you did a great job finding some fucking extras, making it look like, and then bazooka the entire fucking suburb. Well done.
Like I was like, man, that must have cost a pretty penny. But now that you're telling me the neighborhood is going to get like raised anyways, I was like,
yeah.
my God, that's just smart production.
Oh.
Jesus.
All right, here we go. Invasion USA. I'm now thinking of putting this poster up in my thing.
You need to.
This is
need to. This movie defies logic.
Oh. A group of Cuban refugees are on a boat sailing, because this is the slowest point of the entire movie, them sitting on the boat for like 2 minutes. That's the slowest point of this movie. After this, it just kicks it right into drive. A group of Cuban refugees are on a boat sailing for the United States and are met by what appears to be the U.S. Coast Guard boat with armed personnel. The captain of the vessel declares that the refugees are welcome to the United States, but the guardsmen open fire on them and take several bags of cocaine hidden on the boat. It is revealed that the armed personnel were Latin American guerrillas disguised as guardsmen on board a hijacked Coast Guard vessel.
That was not discovered.
No.
It was discovered. No, it wasn't.
How lucky of us. Eventually, the real Coast Guard finds the boat with the murdered American Coast Guardsmen off the coast of Florida. The FBI and the Miami Police Department arrive at the docks to investigate the murders. The guerrillas land in Florida and exchange the drugs for weaponry from a drug dealer. Yeah, like, why do you have to kill that guy? And why is he shooting everyone in the dick? That's like his favorite go-to.
There's so much wrong with this movie. Where you're just like, what is happening? What is happening?
And that was our hitman from Untouchables, the drug dealer.
Yes, it was. And also when he, with the thing up the nose for the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Because, look, I've done a lot of COVID tests, and you got to get right up there with this one.
Cocaine.
No, I've never done cocaine because I had an exceptionally healthy fear of my mother. And I remember once I got offered, they were like, do you want it? And I was like, nope. Because if I have a heart attack or I end up in the hospital because of this cocaine, my mother will kill me. Then she will bring me back to life, and then she will kill me again. We are not doing that. I never want to have to say the word cocaine to my mother. So we're not doing that. And they were like, oh, come on. I'm like, you've never met my mother. She's terrifying. We're not doing that. But anyways, I was like, oh, but now that you've read this, I now know why he was there.
Yeah.
Because there's never an actual discussion about exchanging anything.
Well, they have a cut to them looking at some guns.
Yeah, they looked at guns.
Yeah.
But I was like, is he a drug dealer or is he an arms dealer?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Because there were just
he was diversifying.
There were guns and drugs, but no money.
No,
there was no negotiating.
I guess he bought them with the drugs. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? We don't know.
No, we're not privy to that information. They are led by Soviet operative Mikhail Rostov, Richard Lynch, the fake Coast Guard captain who opened fire on the Cuban refugees. Former CIA agent Matt Hunter Norris is asked to come out of retirement, but he declines. Before he declines, he wrestles an alligator. He travels around the swamp on the swamp boat, and
he's traveling around on his airboat with his friend Matt, who has an airboat business, which apparently he's scamming the government because he's on a pension or something.
And a restaurant that sells frog legs.
Yeah, like it was all very. I was like, oh. what the fuck does Matt do other than wrestle alligators?
Chop wood
Occasionally.
with a chainsaw.
With a chainsaw.
And
I was like, sir.
That causes him to not hear the drive-by air swamp boat.
Yeah. And
Drive-by
barely hear his
shooting.
friend call out before he dies. Although I gotta say, I don't know where Matt found that. Or not Matt. What was the old guy's name? Yeah, it was Matt, right? Yeah.
Was it Matt? I think so.
Yeah. So other than, I don't know where he got that shotgun from.
Oh, great shotgun.
Great shotgun. He actually hit people.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the people with assault rifles, not so good.
No. It's so
When
terrible.
Rostov's and a team of guerrillas destroy Hunter's residence in the Everglades and kill his friend, they actually do a swamp boat drive-by with bazookas and rocket launchers and machine guns and
They come up so stealthily, just out in the open.
Oh, his
right
friend's
across the
John
water.
Eagle.
John Eagle, there we go.
John Eagle.
John, right.
Matt
Uncle John.
is Chuck Norris. Is it?
Yes.
Chuck
Right.
Norris is Matt.
Yes.
And for those
Sorry,
listening,
in my
that's
head,
not
I can't
important.
give him another name.
This isn't important in this movie.
No.
No.
It's amazing that they had names that we remembered, even if we remember them wrong.
When Rostov,
Because I don't know anybody else's name.
except for Rostov.
Yeah, but even that, how many times did they say it?
Yeah, not a lot.
Not a lot.
And the residents in Everglades and kill his friend John Eagle in a failed assassination attempt. Hunter is convinced to reconsider. Matt Hunter. Yeah, and for the amount of bullets, bazooka shots, rocket launchers, whatever, that were aimed at the house, he didn't have a scratch. Not a scratch. Barely an
It was fine.
inconvenience for Chuck Norris.
Yeah, no, he just got up and, carried his friend into the house,
Yeah, set him
And
on
then-
fire.
exploded the house,
Yeah,
and then
exploded
got
the
on the
house.
airboat and just got into his truck. And he
Yeah.
was like, okay, let's go kill people.
Later that day, hundreds of additional guerrillas land on the beach of southern Florida. Yes, they also got a deal on those landing boats from World War II because it seemed there was a fuckload of people there. And I don't know if that was shot in different and edited together using the same people, but it looked impressive.
It did. It looked very impressive. It looked like
Yeah.
a lot of people until they arrived at the trucks. And then I was like, I thought
Not
there would
quite
were
as
more.
many.
Yeah.
Later that day, several pre-positioned trucks. The next day, the guerrillas begin their assault by destroying suburban homes. Great scene. Another group of guerrillas impersonating Miami police. Oh, yeah, right. That Cuban party that they just fucking unloaded.
And I was like, well, I saw the police and I was like, okay, obviously those are not real police.
No,
But then the second car, you were like, those are real police.
those are the real
like,
police.
they really, you can tell. Unfortunately, the partygoers could not tell.
Could not tell. Yeah, they had those
But
cheap
then it was like,
Miami
oh.
police things.
So my thing was, I was like, oh, so they're like doing like this insidious from the inside out
Trying
attack.
to turn everyone against authority and stuff. Yeah.
Then
They
you
could have
start
put
seeing
5
some of their
minutes into
other
this.
ones, and you're like, oh, I guess we're not doing that anymore?
No.
Because you dressed in fatigues and just started openly shooting at people. That feels weird.
Yeah. Yeah, 5-10 minutes, but if there was too much story, maybe it would have ruined the movie.
I mean, look, give me consistency with my no stories.
Yeah.
But that, I think, adds to the surprise of the movie because you never know what's happening.
The officers attack a community center full of Cuban expatriates in Miami. When a squad car with guerrilla Miami policemen drive by to investigate the gunfire, the survivors angrily start vandalizing their car and leave the police perplexed. The FBI has no idea who is responsible, neither do we really, but Hunter and the CIA believe that Rostov is behind the attacks. As terrorist acts continue in Miami, race riots and general chaos develop within the city just as the terrorists planned. Later that night, the guerrillas start a shootout and bomb threat at a mall at which people are doing their Christmas shopping. This could be a great Christmas movie.
Honestly, as soon as I saw the suburb, I was
with all the
like,
Christmas trees, I'm
why
like,
have we never talked about this being a Christmas movie?
It's never come up. I didn't remember this movie a whole lot. I just knew it was action packed. But yeah, this could be a great Christmas movie. Christmas shopping during the attack. Hunter, having shaken down an informant, comes into the mall and takes down the guerrillas one by one. U.S. National Guard troops are called in up. Marshal. Oh, well, yeah, we forget because he leaves a package, a Christmas package, the one Russian guy and this guy's like, excuse me, sir, you left your pack, and it's chasing this guy through the mall.
Yeah.
Because it's a bomb, and the guy's like, get the fuck away. Sir, you forgot your package. Then Chuck Norris, you have to see it to believe it. It's hard to explain, but it's a great action scene within a shopping mall that I don't think's ever been done again. Not to this level.
No, it hasn't. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It's Chuck Norris. We don't have an action star right now that could have done this movie in the way that it was done.
No.
And have it be a success.
No.
Not one. But Chuck Norris, you're like, well, of course. He's Chuck Norris.
Yep.
It makes sense.
The U.S. National Guard troops are called up. Martial law is declared in the city, and armed civilians organized to protect their communities. Oh, yes. Also, what came out of that shopping mall scene was they grabbed a woman as a hostage and then held her outside the truck as they drove through the street. There was a couple times where you saw how she was kind of doing it, but
yeah,
I think they just hired stunt people.
Yeah, I think for some of them, for sure.
Like a lot. Well, she was obviously a stunt person, but I'm like, instead of hiring extras, let's just hire stunt people, and they'll dive out of the way of trucks and fall off buildings. We don't have to worry about anything.
True. That's probably a lot of what they did. They probably were like, hey, do you guys asking stunt people to do background work?
Yeah.
Look, the car's going to come at you. Just jump out of the way. That's it. What you would normally do.
Yeah. And we're going to pay you minimum wage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hunter continues pursuing the terrorists and thwarts a plan to bomb a church. Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah. That's where one of the one-liners where he throws the...
Oh my God, I forgot about that one too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They all explode. One community evacuates their children by school bus to safer rural areas, unknowingly containing a bomb planted by Nico Kador, Rostov's right-hand man. Hunter grabs the bomb from the moving bus. Yeah, they're about to blow up an entire bus of kids. I'm like, really? Are they going to do that?
Honestly, I was like, really, kids? You're going to bring kids into this?
Yeah. Well, I blew up that suburb. That one little girl stumbles out of the house all day.
Can I tell you, I was very glad that little girl survived, because I was like, oh, little girl, look at you putting the star on the tree, even though your dad was like, stop. No, neither of you putting the star. And she's like, nah, man, I'm going to sneak out. I'm going to do it. And I was like, enterprising little bitch, do it. Go for it. And then she survived. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, is her family dead?
I think her family was dead because they were right in the house and that rocket launcher went straight in there. Then throws it at the vehicle of Nico, who had been shadowing this, eliminating him. Yeah, that's, did you forget your package? Something stupid, but awesome at the same time. However, after arriving at the carnival, they blew up a carnival, bombed by terrorists. Hunter realizes that they are spread out too far for him to stem the tide of their attacks effectively, and so devises an alternative plan.
Yeah.
Alarmed by the threat, the government established a special theater command of the southeastern United States with the headquarters at the Gregory Pacific Tower in Atlanta. None of this is said in the movie. This is none of this. Yeah, none.
None of this is explained in the movie. No, nothing. Not even. They don't even put like little lower thirds that say Atlanta. Nothing.
Nope.
I had no idea this took place in Atlanta.
No, this was Anytown, USA. Invaded.
100%.
At the command center, all 50 state governors and military officials meet to stop the terror attacks. The FBI takes Hunter into custody for vigilantism against the terrorists, and he is taken to the command center, where he goads Rostov on national television to come out and kill him. Rostov orders all the guerrillas to assault the center in a mass attack, but they find no one inside. Hunter's arrest was a trap, and someone's inside. Chuck Norris is inside.
That's right.
And the National Guard arrives with tanks and troops and attack helicopters, which hems the assailants. While the battle rages outside, Hunter finally comes face to face with Rostov. After Chuck Norris very nonchalantly kills everyone in the building. Like, he didn't break a sweat.
Nope, he didn't. He also didn't break into a run.
No, not he casually
Nope.
walked through the entire. And
He
just killed
casually
everybody.
walked through it all. Just like, hey.
And then he kills Rostov with an M72 Law, which is a bazooka. The terror, and he really did. He just shot him with a bazooka, and pieces of Rostov go flying at the window.
Yep.
And part of the wall too. And kills him. Yeah, the terror crisis ends when the few remaining guerrillas on the street surrender to the National Guard. And as he's killing everybody, 10,000 National Guards are just unloading on these guerrillas who some eat bullets. Some National Guards seem not to be able to aim very well. Yeah, it's chaos. It is chaos. And there are mistakes in this. Oh, and this is our movie. It's over. There is nothing else after this. He blows him up with a bazooka and we're done. That's it.
But like literally, it freeze frames him.
And
then credits roll. He doesn't even leave the building. He's just standing there.
Beautiful. I was hoping for a song like that. Oh, Mr. Sunshine.
It kind of would make sense.
And that is our movie. Now, there are mistakes in this movie. The Everglades drive-by when you saw them heading towards, and then one guy gets shot and one guy dies. When they have them leaving, it's the same shot because the guy that got killed was back on his boat. Like, there's shit like this all throughout this movie. It's not a perfect movie. It's actually on page. Like, this is objectively a horrifyingly bad movie.
Yeah.
That works for me on so many levels that made it so great. What's your score?
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I did enjoy this movie. I'm not saying it was a terrible watch. I am saying it was a terrible movie.
Absolutely.
But that's why I am scoring it a rent it. Because here's the thing. Was it terrible? Yes. Do I maybe want to put it on for some friends when we're having like a drink at home, let's order takeout kind of night? Yeah. Because I want to hear all of them question the exact same things I questioned. I want to hear all of them say, who are those guys? We don't know. I want to experience that with other people. And I think everybody should experience this movie because this is what happens when you take out the entire story.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you take out all the dialogue that explains anything and everything that gives you context. Like, you just decided, no, we're going to blow shit up in order. We're going to write a whole script. It's going to have a story. It's going to have dialogue. It's going to have exposition. It's going to have character development. It's going to explore the feelings of the characters in every situation. Yes. Then we're going to plan action around that. Then we're going to take out all the story and we're just going to keep the action. And that's what you have here, which was still really entertaining, but also befuddling at the same time. I was befuddled through this entire movie because I didn't know why people were doing what they were doing, who exactly those people were. I didn't know how they were doing any of this. They were just showing up and shooting shit and blowing shit up and fighting. And I was like, okay, let's go. Also, it had what I didn't realize was one of my greatest icks in the world. But when the hitman Nico kills that couple on the beach.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then everybody's storming on the beach. You can hear the snap of her bones.
Oh,
when they're running over her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
oh my God.
Yeah,
and that was
disturbing.
Like so disturbing. I was like, first of all, why does she have osteoporosis? And two, oh my God, how hard are they running? But it gives you that visceral, like, oh God, these are bad guys. You can't even run around the dead body.
They don't give a shit.
No, running right over it. But anyways, so I give this a rent it. Now, my IMDb score, if we're going pure entertainment, like just on entertainment alone, this is an 8. Okay. If we're going on the quality of the movie and entertainment, we're probably looking at a 6. If we're going just on the quality of the movie, like as a film, this is a -5. Cause my God. But I'm going to average this shit out. I'm going to give it a good solid like 7. Cause there's something weirdly magical And here's the thing. I think you can really suspend your disbelief because of Chuck Norris's like lore. His lore and the Chuck Norris jokes and his weird legendary status that you don't fully understand how he got, but he got there. That adds so much to your viewing experience of this movie.
Yes.
Because as every ridiculous thing happens, you're like, well, of course, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, of course it did.
Of course. But it is objectively a terrible movie. The action is amazing. There's a lot of blowing up, and I was really hoping for more hand-to-hand fights from Chuck, but I'll have to accept bazooka duels. But yeah, I think everybody should rent this at full price. Like, this is definitely, even if they're charging you like $8 to rent it, I think you should. I just don't know if you'd ever like voluntarily on a Tuesday afternoon be like, Invasion USA, let's go. I mean, that's my kind of block, but it's definitely a full price rental and a 7 IMDb.
You imagine the writers handing in their script and then the execs at Canon.
Norris is one of the writers.
Here you go. We have some notes, and they're looking at going, you just have black marker through the entire fucking story. Yeah, that's what we want to shoot.
I think they shot everything.
They
and
did,
then
apparently.
I think the editors and the producers went to the editors and said, look, let's just take out every time they talk.
Yeah. It'll be a
and
much
the editor's
better movie.
like, we're going to cut out like 45 minutes of the movie. They're like, that's fine. That's fine. Just make sure all the explosions are in there.
And someone did mention that he only roundhouse kicks twice in this entire movie.
Yeah. That was very upsetting. I
'Cause
wanted more hand-to-hand from him.
There are movies where it's nothing but him kicking ass with his hands and feet. Not
and
this movie.
That's what I was like, that's what I know Chuck Norris for. I know him for his hand-to-hand combat. And I'm like, the bazooka duels are fine. Like, I enjoy blowing people up to pieces, like, all the time. But I was like, I was really hoping for some,
Yeah, I'm wondering if Delta Force, because I haven't seen that since I was a kid, and that maybe that has a lot, because it's all
Honestly,
like guns
same.
and that, and I think he does.
I feel
a
like
lot
there's more
kicking.
hand-to-hand in that. I do enjoy his kicks. He has great form.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. But anyways, what's your score?
All right. If you remember liking Invasion USA, congratulations. You are easily entertained. You might be a redneck, and you might not be that smart. And you know what? That's okay. Me too. I had a fucking blast watching this movie. This is an action movie that looked at its budget, looked at the script, snorted a mountain of cocaine, and said, fuck it, we're just going to blow everything up. And they did. Iconic doesn't even begin to describe some of the insane shit in this movie. There is barely a plot. Like, this is just escalation, the movie. They blow up the entire suburb, they drive a truck through a mall, and then blow that up. You get a full-on army versus commie mercenary war that feels like it was filmed by a guy screaming, more explosions from off camera. And it's just a warm up. You've got Chuck Norris wrestling a goddamn alligator, a swamp boat drive-by, a car chase where the hostage is being dragged on the outside like a human hood ornament. They try to blow up a school bus full of kids. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing here? This villain is completely unhinged. Not movie villain unhinged, like an actual lunatic. And then the final showdown, Chuck wins with a bazooka, because of course he does. And I'm still missing shit. Like, we talked about stuff. There was still stuff we didn't talk about. That's how insane this movie is. There's no arcs. There's no growth. There's no lessons. There's no deeper meaning. This is just over-the-top action scenes trying to outdo the last until the screen is nothing but bullets, explosions, and guys flying through the air like ragdolls. It's basically a spiritual cousin of Death Wish 3, if that helps. Makes absolutely no sense. Doesn't matter. Still fun as hell. Can Chuck Norris act? No. But who gives a shit with this movie? Yeah, he can drop cheesy one-liners. He can look cool while doing it. And honestly, that's all this movie needs. This is a turn your brain off, crush a bag of Doritos, and watch things explode kind of movie. For me, this is a buy. I will absolutely watch this movie again. Probably in a full-on trashy 80s action marathon. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Like you, that is for 100% entertainment fun factor. No story, no character development, none needed, none welcome. This is pure, dumb, glorious 80s violence. And it knows it is. Just knows it. I'm not saying you have to buy the 4K. You can buy a DVD or a digital copy if you find it on sale. I'm sure 4K might look a little better, but it's maybe the sound might be better. But yeah, you don't need to spend that much money on it to buy it. Watching the DVD is just as much fun as watching the 4K, I am sure.
Yeah.
As a movie, this movie might get up to a 5, maybe, with all the action and stuff in it. Like as a movie. No, this is a fun movie with nothing in it. No substance whatsoever. This is junk food, the movie.
So true.
Yeah, no,
Oh God.
no vitamins.
No minerals.
No minerals.
No nothing.
Just nothing but deep fried junk.
Just calories straight from fat. That's it.
I had so much fun watching this movie. And I kept thinking of like Death Wish 3 as I was watching it. I'm like, what a great back-to-back that would be. Just stupidity.
I can see that.
All right, is there anything you want to add to Invasion USA?
No. This movie it's so ridiculous. That's it.
Well, thank you everyone for coming back to the 80s and going over this gem of insanity. And until the next movie we remember liking.